What's good? What is happening? Jifa, I'm your host, King Smith, and this is King's Fans Corner Week 8, in which I titled Rain, Rain, Go Away. How are we going to get into the first week of May? All right, so they say April showers is supposed to bring May flowers. We had phenomenal weather up throughout the week, and then Friday wants to roll around, and Mother Nature wants to be like, gotcha. I'm not liking it. This sucks, especially on the weekend where I don't have my daughter and I want to get out and watch some good football. And we've have some updates because of the weather that I'm going to get into. So here's what's going to go down in Kings Fans Corner Week 8. All right, I'm going to go over some Week 7 notes. Okay, some of the things that I observed and noticed from the film that I watched, and I don't want nobody coming for my throat. All right. Then I'm going to give you guys some updates that I saw on the GFA page that is very pertinent pertaining to this weekend. I'm going to talk about the Week 8 game of the week, in which I'll be traveling to Lewistown, Pennsylvania for the Vikings versus Tomahawks game. And I put together a little highlight. Now, when I call it a highlight, it's just me editing clips together. I don't get paid for this. So there's no special effects or anything like that. It's just some cool plays that I saw that I was like, oh, that's a cool play. And I decided to splice some together from the film of what I watched. All right. So let's get into the first thing. Okay. Week 7 notes. The Buffaloes, y'all play great on the road. Okay. If y'all can figure out how to get it together at home to come in as a or a first year expansion team, hey, I've got to give it up to y'all. I've got to give it up. Y'all play phenomenal on the road. Why don't you make your home games and pretend like it's on the road? Therefore, maybe you guys can string some wins along at home. All right. What's my next set of notes here? Oh, the Savages versus Mustangs.
What's happening? What's happening? I'm a savage. Yeah.
I watched film of that, and this is how I felt. Yeah, Lee Savages. Man, why y'all have to go and do the Mustangs like that? I was watching that film and was like, sheesh. Oh my goodness. That was a lesson in it looked like like in high school where sometimes you might want to scrimmage like the freshman team versus the varsity. That's what that looked like. Hey, look, Mustangs, y'all can get it together. All right. I'm not trying to bash y'all all the way. At least y'all are out there. Y'all are showing up and y'all are playing. And for that, bravo. Bravo. Okay. There's a couple of games left. And then, hey, look, when you have weather like there's going to be this weekend where there's damn near floods, that can be an equalizer. All right. So uh, there were two upsets that I predicted going into this week, but there were some changes that happened that I'm going to talk about a little bit later on. So hey, look, if any Saturday could be a Saturday to string a win together, Mustangs, this would be the Saturday to do it. Let's see, we got somebody in the comment. Mike Baker said we treated the Spartans like a freshman program, no headsets needed. And Zeke said, I like this. I like this. Shout out to you. Man, I try and bring some production value over here. All right. We'll see how long I can keep this going. What else do we have? We have, besides the Vikings and Wildcats, this week had a very large point spread by most of the games that were played. The Diamondbacks versus Nightmare game was a 10-point spread, but the rest of them were blowouts. You can kind of call them a blowout, but it was just a large point spread. I saw that, and that kind of intrigued me. It's typically, unless it's a very uneven match game that week, the scores are a little bit closer. But week 7 was like, we gonna go out here and show who's boss. All right. Steven Diaz said, not this week's Mustangs. Ooh. Let's see. Oh, speaking of Vikings, I could have done a whole highlight just of that Vikings Wildcats defense. Game by itself. For the Vikings DBs, you know what? I have to sit up. What happened? I mean, the first play from the Vikings Wildcats game, I think it was the first offensive play, just launched that. Boom, touchdown. I said, dang, all right, this is gonna be nice. Like I watched that game twice actually. I watched it on chipmunk mode, which is 1.5 speed, and then I went back and watched it for a second time. And I could have literally done a whole highlight of just that game alone. That was some action, a lot of back and forth that went down in that game. I would love to know who suited up. Was it injuries? I mean, somebody in the chat let me know. Zeke Williams said that they got exposed, man. Exposed. Were they sleepy? Did they sleep on the fact that it was the Wildcats and didn't really no, I can't say that. I know Thor has his team together. That Vikings defense, in my opinion, it's still a top 3 defense. Don't get me wrong. I think it goes, ooh, don't come from my throat here. I think it goes Hitman, then the Cyclones, then the Vikings. All right. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that. But the fact that the Vikings DBs got exposed the way that they did, teams are licking their chops. If they can't fix that, then maybe people will figure out, hey, all you got to do is give your offense some time, and maybe, just maybe, you can beat that Vikings team in the air. All right. So that's all I have for my week 7 notes. I've got a couple of updates here. All right. Originally, I wrote this before I saw one of the updates, which I'm going to get into later. And I said that the Hitmen and the Cyclones this week have 2 real tests. And I've factored that in and said that because of who they were playing against, that the weather could be an equalizer depending on how the team offense and defense is set up. So I was going to make a bold prediction and say that the Hitmen and the Cyclones take an L this week. And then I saw that the Cyclones have their game rescheduled. All right. But the Hitman is still playing. Like I said, don't come from my throat. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, whew, all right. I'm just saying. All right. So let's get into these updates. But before I do, I saw somebody else in the chat. Mike Baker said, boo this man. Hey, Mike, my bad, bro. My bad. I wanted to at least give some type of bold prediction, and that was my angle. That was my, get in to make some type of bold prediction instead of going along with the program. Trey Gilchrist said that I'm drunk, and Gabe said that I'm wrong. I like it. I like it. All right. So update number 1 is this: the Comanche versus Cyclones game has been rescheduled to Memorial Day weekend due to the heavy rains. All right. So that's update number 1, and that was on the GFA 360 Facebook page. Update number 2: the Mountain Men versus Hitmen will be playing at Big Springs High School at 100 Mount Rock Road, Newville, Pennsylvania. Okay, and I got that from the GFA 360 Facebook page as well. And update number 3: the Buffaloes versus the Spartans. Did I have that right? Yeah, now playing at Somerset High School, and that'll be at 1 p.m. So before I get into the week 8 game of the week and then play the highlight, let's go back into the chat and see what people had to say about my bold prediction. George Key said I could have picked any other team. Shake my head. Any other team. Hey, man, I didn't want to do it. All right. I didn't want to do it. But when I looked at the possibilities there, okay? Don't come for my throat, man, whenever y'all see me in person. Mike Baker and said, that comment was more wild than anything crazy Stephen A. Smith has ever said. Hey, and me and him got the both same last name, all right? And then the last comment here, we got Zeke Williams said, we're going to do the Comanche dirty and jump into the pool afterwards. I like it. All right. Game of the week 8 at 3 p.m. is going to be the Vikings versus the Tomahawks at 1 Derry Park Drive, Lewistown, Pennsylvania, 17044. That game also it's going to be raining cats and dogs. All right. When I took a look at the Weather Channel to see what the weather was going to be like, it's going to be raining cats and dogs, and there is nothing that anybody can do about it. I originally told James, I said, hey, man, is there any games that are being played that has some cover? Because I'll still come out. But if there wasn't going to be any games that was going to have any cover, your boy was going to stay his butt home and likely not show up for any games. But he assured me that I could stay relatively dry by going up to Mifflin County and covering that Tomahawks game. So I'll be live on the GFA Facebook page for the 3 p.m. kickoff of the Vikings versus Tomahawks game. Now, that's all I have for this video. Let's get into the highlights, all right? I have some music that I think I did the copyright stuff correctly, okay? But if it gets muted, this is being live streamed on both the GFA Facebook page and the YouTube page as well. So if it gets cut off, that is why. All right. Brian Rogers said that we got a cover for you. Nice, Brian Rogers. That's what I'm talking about. Hooking it up. I appreciate that. And Steve Diaz over on YouTube said, extremely muddy when I played against the Tomahawks. Hey, man, those mud games, they're fun. They're fun, but they could be a pain when you're traveling and needing to get back into your car and everything like that. So I doubt people are going to travel with their families and stuff tomorrow. But those that do, those that still support the players and the teams when there's crazy weather like this, shout out to y'all. All right? So let's get this week 7 highlight playing, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the Facebook feed. Salute. All right, that's it for the highlight. I actually had to replay it over because I didn't start it right. Where I missed the guy that did the backflip but didn't finish it and let it on his back. I thought that was hilarious. And that quarterback pump fake. That was nasty. Where the quarterback was like, got you, got the defense to jump and then ran it in. Okay, that's my video. I hope y'all guys have a great rest of your Friday night, and I am